Okay, we are back in session at 10:46. Let's do the bid openings.
Okay. Looks like I have 4.
Do you have an engineer's estimate on this one?
Abby's here, so she can tell you.
I'm in the corner.
Behind the door.
What's the
Who's behind
engineer's
it?
estimate?
The engineer's estimate, the base bid was $356,000, alternate 1, $3,000, alternate 2, $106,000, alternate 3 is $163,000, and alternate 4 is $23,000.
Can
Total
you
is,
remind us what those what was inclusive?
yeah, alternate 1 was electrical floor boxes in the courtrooms. Alternate 2 was lighting fixture replacement throughout the whole building. Alternate 3 was work in the network room and unprogrammed spaces. And alternate 4 is stair flooring replacement.
I'm sorry, what was the last one?
Stair flooring replacement.
Ready for me?
Yes. give it.
Okay, the first bid I have is RJ Runge Company out of Fort Clinton, Ohio. The base bid for this is $318,000. Alternate 1, $5,630. Alternate 2 is $99,510. Alternate 3, $108,620. And alternate 4 is $14,600 with a total of $546,360. Second bid is from CSI Construction Services Incorporated out of Cary, Ohio. Base bid is $322,900. The first alternate is $8,200. Alternate 2 is $74,107. Alternate 3, $124,740. Alternate 4 is $11,000. Well,
Need a calculator?
yeah, this one, where the other one had the total, this one doesn't have the total.
Just asking for the bond, wasn't it?
Let's see. Required performance assurance bond bid amount required, cost of a required performance
We're
assurance.
just asking for the bond, I didn't ask for it.
Lawful money,
But here,
okay, so they're putting the bond amount $8,750. So I guess if they don't have this pulled up on here, so.
Got it all?
I got 543.14, but I don't think I got the numbers all right.
Okay.
543, what? Oh,
543.14. Yeah.
543.14.
An accountant, I am not. I don't ever trust my paper punch. Yeah, I got a different number the second time. I got 549 first.
Do you need the numbers? Make sure they
No, I
got the
got it
numbers.
here.
Do
I
you?
got it.
Okay.
Oh, off by 600. Close.
Did you get the exact number?
Go ahead. You wanna do it?
Did you got it?
I got two different ones, so.
Because it's great calculators.
Three of us.
Hold on, I'm adding. Add them up, and average them out.
549.47,
That's what I got the second time.
549.47.
That's what I got.
I got that twice, that must be right.
Okay. Okay, so then the third bid I have is from Helms Construction out of Findlay, Ohio. The base bid, $313,700. The first alternate is $8,300. Second alternate, $77,000. Third alternate, $135,500. And the fourth alternate, $11,500. This one's not added up either. Which I guess it doesn't probably be this line.
546 even. That can't be right because there's a 700 there.
There's 300 there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, could be.
546 even.
Okay. And one more. The fourth one is from Whitman Brothers out of Gallion, Ohio. The base bid for this project is $285,000. The first alternate is $4,000. Second alternate is $85,600. Third alternate is $120,000. And the fourth alternate is $8,700.
What was the name of that outfit again?
Whiteman, Whitman, Whiteman Brothers Incorporated, out of Galleon.
Got a number, you got a big number on that one? 503,300, I believe. The first number was 285,
Yes, 285.
503,300 according to that.
And that's all the bids I have.
So you'll do a bid tab and get that out to us, and we'll hopefully make a decision next week?
Yep.
Yeah, 503,300.
Appreciate the
Okay.
bids.
Thank you, everyone, for your bids. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
It's good to know that Whitman's from where?
Yeah, Galleon,
Yeah,
Galleon.
relatively local, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you want to bring, we have more on Justice Center, Commissioner?
Yes, on the Justice Center, since our last meeting, we have a cupola with Lady Justice on the building, so all that went well, just wanted to mention that. I hear nothing but good things from else otherwise, but people pleased that the move went forward with Lady Justice, so appropriate thanks to the Tiffin Historic Trust for leading that charge along with the Seneca County Bar Association of making the fundraising happen that they've done for the private funds to make that topping off of the building possible. So we appreciate that, and I think their efforts are ongoing. The furniture is scheduled to come in probably the week of,
March 3rd.
yeah, the week of the open house, which will be on that Saturday. We're still targeting, so things are moving along there. And then the time capsule, this is my reminder. I'm gonna make sure that this is Babies of 2017 will be part of the time capsule. We are gonna target the time capsule to take place at the same time of the official ribbon cutting, which will be in May. So we're working through those details, but we'll continuing to ramp up the time capsule stuff and so forth. So kind of where we're at with what I've got for Justice Center, unless Stacy's got anything else. You know, we're still, sign committee meeting tomorrow, starting to work through those things.
You have a pending lighting ceremony on Friday, March 9th.
On Friday the 9th, the pending
Okay.
lighting ceremony.
And the open house pending 10 to 2 on Saturday the 10th. The more press we can get about that, the better.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that the clocks didn't come with batteries, so that's why they're not accurate. Actually, they're plugged in, they're 110 electric.
The
But
big
our
batteries.
our maintenance folks haven't got up there to do it, so there's been a lot of rumors about whether or not the clocks are accurate or have been set or have been addressed or anything.
Are
So
they gonna be all in sync, or could like one be
we're
commissioner
gonna do
time and one be? No.
time zones. We're gonna do time
City time.
zones. Yeah.
Well,
So relax, by March 9th, the clocks will be set up and set,
sync.
and we'll have all that under control. But a lot of rumors around town on whether or not we're gonna set the clocks and they're gonna be accurate, so.
If they set them all the same, if they set them all differently, they'll be right 8 times a day.
There you go. Yeah.
I think we all remember the old courthouse clock stopped sometime.
Yeah, John Spinelli, back on time. That was his thing. Okay. Branding.
No, just a couple other things on
Yes.
the Justice Center while
Yes.
we're talking about it. I did get a quote this morning for the replacement doors. At the last Justice Center meeting, I think the judges had asked for a quote to potentially replace the frosted doors. It was my understanding at the meeting that if that was to take place, it was gonna be at the judge's expenses. Do you want me to go forward, talking to the judge, let them know what the costs are? I don't know if you guys even had a chance to see it this morning.
What-
Yeah, well, you
Per-
I didn't see the
It
cost.
is-
Per door is $1,354.
Are they French doors?
No, it's a single.
Okay, there's single doors, okay.
I think it's a single.
Did you check on the cost of a blind?
Did not.
Okay.
Yeah, if the judges wanna change those out, and that's relative, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
They're more than welcome to do that.
All right. And these are installed, they have been paid for, so we'll have a few extra doors laying around.
we
We
can
won't get
trade
credit
Oh,
on
we're not gonna
them.
restock the doors.
So,
Yeah, we've got a couple of doors of clothes we'd like to buy for the old courthouse. Maybe we could make a deal.
trade.
It'll be worth something in 100 years.
Yeah.
Time capsule's too
All
small, I can't
things,
put it in
yeah,
there.
all things take time. All right.
And then, on the line of Justice Center and the annex, I'm in need of a staging area for the annex. I know the city would like to get Court Street open, and we're targeting Court Street to be open, beginning of March. So what we're looking at doing is having the judge's parking spot, the parking lot, let me swallow here, as our staging
The
area.
staging area.
Haven't had a chance to discuss that with the judges yet, but I know the contractors were asking on a staging area.
Which one, are they the judges on the sign committee?
Yes,
Okay.
all of them.
So we can at least ask the question today. What time is that meeting?
It's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, okay.
It's tomorrow.
Wear your
My
armor.
calendar. Yeah. I'll get a sign, I'm sure.
So, unless you can think of an alternate place for staging, but
It's gonna be short-lived, I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
it's-
very temporary situation. And we'll still have some parking over at 81 Jefferson in the near term,
yeah,
so I think
it
it should
shouldn't
be.
be an issue.
Okay.
Okay, and I think that's all, Justice Center.
All right, branding. Is that
Uh,
Shane?
We met yesterday, looked at some new marks, that process is still moving along. I wasn't certain if we would have some kind of final branding presentation for today, so I wanted to make sure it was on the calendar for the agenda. But
I take it that stylistic logo is not necessarily it, huh?
there's a number of things under consideration, and the goal is to keep the county and the city and SIDAC and everybody, on some kind of continuity of brand, and that can be adopted widely. It's a big task. They're back at the drawing board, and we hope to have a decision by the 26th, because that would play in very nicely to the work that Holly's doing on the sign committee to introduce new branding at the Justice Center. So Still moving
Right.
along.
Thanks for work on that. Okay, any other old business? New business, Attorney General opinion on board service, Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, the Attorney General recently issued an opinion that visitors bureaus cannot have commissioners on them as board members, even ex officio members. So, I did ask Derek for an opinion. We collectively own that privilege, and I didn't want to share that unless we agree. I don't know if you had a chance to review the opinion, but since it's privileged with our attorney, in order for me to negotiate with the chamber on how we could continue to be involved and not be a member, because the Chamber of Commerce is our contractor for our visitors services. So we need to negotiate a new arrangement, whether it be guest,
So you
visitor.
can't be a member of the board of the chamber, but not Visitors Bureau.
But their board is one and the same.
It's one and the
The
same.
board is one and the same.
So they would either have to do bylaws change, or we would have to change our status of board.
Couldn't they simply have a separate agenda for the Visitors Bureau, and
All,
when that time comes, you exit?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, well anyways, you can figure that out.
Okay, and you guys are okay if I share this opinion with?
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
Any other business? Okay, let's go to new business. I guess we just kind of did with the opinion.
Oh, yeah, I've got the things I
Oh, I'm
added.
sorry, yes.
No, that's fine. This evening, the Ohio Council of County Officials
Sorry about that.
is holding a legislative reception, and the focus of this opportunity for us is regarding the coverage of the expense of new election equipment. And so they're twisting arms hard to make sure we get counties down there representing the fact of that we would like the state legislature to find a way to have a funding mechanism to help all 88 counties with the cost of the new election equipment, which they want to get in place before the next presidential election. So I'm planning to attend that on our behalf and encourage them to come up with offering something. It sounds like it's trending that way, but you never know until it's final, but similar to what they did with poll books, which was about, 85% coverage of it, and the rest was at the local level covered. And so looking at an expense somewhere in a rough estimate of $750,000, I'm thinking is what they predicted for us way back. And again, that's a rough prediction, but 85% of that covered
It's
would,
$125,000.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, would be huge. So that's where that one is. The other thing I had added was the OSU Extension Educator position. This is something that's kind of been on at least my radar and in various forms over the last 6 years, some interest in. Significantly with knowing that I recognize personally a need, but then more importantly is the citizens of Seneca County have recognized the need and what this drives, being agriculture such an important part of the county as it is for the state as well. So we have gotten to the point with discussions, I've been part of the OSU Extension Advisory Committee over the past several years. Various small groups, we've had discussion, I think I periodically have shared that I shared when we invited Dr. Rennekamp, who's the director of OSU Extension, to come into the county and meet with a group of us that represented business industry, private individuals, master gardeners, extension staff and the like, and had discussions with him. Where we have gotten over the years is, for starters, the line with OSU Extension educators in the county, the first agent is paid by OSU Extension through Ohio State, and that's our 4-H educator. And a second agent is to be funded locally by the county if the county recognizes the need and wants to have that educator in the county. And that's been that mechanism, I can't tell you that history for a long time. So what was important to me, as much as I have the loyalty and the very much, or maybe it's a bias of what OSU Extension brings to the county in whatever focus area you're having that in your county needs, it's far more than that, because what I emphasize to those who would come to me and say, I'd like to see this happen, is that I said, we've got to identify the need and the niche and what beyond this can do from what traditional educators have had and were charged to do. let's make sure we're on the right page with that. The beauty of making sure we're on the right page with that brought about an opportunity for some potential funding from the state, recognizing that because of funding levels, there's a lot of counties that are key agricultural counties, including Seneca County, that don't have an ag agent. So they started a program a few years back where that second agent, for a period of a 3-year time frame, could be partially funded by the state, with us showing that we would put some, have some sustainability to that thereafter those 3 years. So an opportunity to get that agent at half the cost instead of the full cost on our shoulders. So with knowing that was there, we kept cranking at this and working at it to get recognized by them, and that's when we invited Dr. Rennekamp up here and continued meeting with folks. So time worked to our benefit at this point, that we weren't ready to move forward faster. So what I just want to open up for discussion, and I have for each of you here, is the proposal that locally, from discussions we've had, and very specifically Beth Deitch and I sitting down and taking those notes and composing this, is a draft version of a proposal of what we thought identified needs. And again, we tied in a lot of folks across, we have a lot of great community leaders in this area, and a lot of people working in community development and otherwise, and this ties into working with those partners. So it's, as best case I can say it, for those who are very familiar with OSU Extension and the past ag educators, that this is not your father's agricultural extension agent. This is going to be very unique and different. Draft proposals at this point. The second page, where is kind of taken our proposal, the state's normal guidelines for job responsibilities, and with their regional director working with us, and it's very colorful at this point because of the input from the extension folks and our notes together, but it is nothing more than a draft at this point of what we would see this position being described out as. So wanted to make sure I got that, so I kind of know at this point the thoughts of the board to, do we want to keep pushing forward with this? I also have the draft, very skeleton draft of what they would propose, and they presented to me, OSU Extension, the memorandum of understanding that they would want us to have in place, and it talks about the 50% of the county cost share for the 3-year period of time.
So, I was glad to hear you mention Beth's name. There is some coordination done with soil and water.
Yes.
With this agent, obviously, and there is some clarity on that. Has there been any talk about water quality conversations, but then involving Heidelberg even in that?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and they incorporated that right into
I
our,
thought
we had
that-
in
I
our
thought
bullet
I read
points
that,
here, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And, you know, when everything I turn and I look to, and I gotta tell you, I'm extremely excited to be to this point today, but, you know, local edition of a publication we receive in our household that talks about, you know, the driving food industry, the change you're seeing in all of the big food manufacturers of the world, the General Mills, the Procter & Gamble's, the regional growth partnership discussion on food, everything about food at their last month that I attended. The big players in the market, those manufacturers know that what we as consumers demand has to drive the market, because it is driving the market. What we're willing to buy, we as producers, and we have a lot of producers in Seneca County, know as well, as much as food safety is on the forefront of what we're doing on a daily basis, that even if we don't think doing X or following this is important, if the consumer's dictating that, I want to know that, I want to see that, I want that, what are you going to do? That's the market. So anything we can do to have someone that helps us develop the niche marketings, and I tag this, don't know that it's going to fly on the draft position, to be an agriculture agent, an ag marketing development position versus calling it natural resources, because of that uniqueness to that. I think another key point that ties into the support, and I tied that in as well, is in the state budget, there actually was some funding that I learned about 2 weeks ago, that is funding a food coordinator position in Ashtabula County, because of what they've recognized too in more specific direct food markets, where, yes, our agent, because of the makeup of our ag county, is going to still have some traditional farm programming needs and things that they're going to assist with, But the specialty, I think, needs to be, and our committee, as we presented, it needs to be in egg market development. And whether that's finding new markets for the commodities and the specialized commodities that we are capable of producing here, it's taking it to the next level, what the cold storage type needs are, so the market development can occur. It's just giving producers the opportunities and the research to know that, you know what, if you raise this type of soybeans or that type of potato, we've got a market for you. So, I'm quite excited about this. But anyway.
Stacy, we provide housing for
We
the
do.
extension agent,
Yes.
we-
and we have room, so we wouldn't.
Right,
We
they already have an
existing
office.
space,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is handy.
At the OTB hospital office.
They're in the Ag
I know,
Services building.
Ag Services.
Yes.
And I don't have it as in this, I didn't hand this to you, this very skeleton draft, which I did nothing with, I just printed it, wrote draft on it, that they gave me a couple of weeks back. You're somewhere around 30, give or take, you know, because there'd be a little bit of their, you know, travel things that they have with the job, and then the salary at 50%, give or take. Are they going to, we think the bachelor's degree works. They had thrown out, you know, do you want to require the master's? Depending on what you want to require in that education drives that starting salary for that person and their experience and those kinds of things, so.
Yeah, I think an important mega trend is the farm to table. That's an important mega trend, and if we can support that for our local ag industry, I think that's going to be really, we're going to be at the forefront of an important mega trend, as well as you know, niche markets for crops. I think that's going to be an important trend. So supporting the farm markets, and you know, the fact that we already have existing space and they're willing to pay half. You know, from my standpoint, I'm fully in support of you pursuing this, and I appreciate your hard work.
Yeah, I appreciate your enthusiasm. I think continue to move forward with it, and let's get the proposal put together.
Okay.
Final form, yes. Okay, let's go on to the new business.
Okay. I have a resolution authorizing a fund advance from the general fund to the Impaired Driving Enforcement Program Fund. They are requesting $2,000. I have a resolution appointing an attorney, Franklin J. Hickman of Hickman and Lauder, Company LPA, as special counsel for the Seneca County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And I have a resolution setting time, date, and place for the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to hold a hearing for the permanent maintenance of Reese Ditch, number 11-361. This will be on Tuesday, March 6th, 2018 at 10 o'clock at the Commissioner's office.
That's Seneca County, only, Research.
Yeah. I have a resolution authorizing a contract service agreement with Vanguard Sentinel Career Center for the GED instruction services for Seneca County jail inmates. And I do have another resolution retaining specialized legal counsel to provide for compensation for such counsel through resolution. This is for Isaac Wiles, Burkholder, and Teeter, for the Seneca County Commissioners and Seneca County Job and Family Services. And those are all the resolutions I have.
So if they don't hear you, hire Louder. Is that the name of the law firm?
So I hear you say that they're representing us in DJFS?
Move to accept.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
yes.
Commissioner Kushner?
Yes. Okay, it is time, I believe, for public comment. Do we have any? Any questions?
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because you know why I'm looking at you.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we are adjourned.